Hi everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. We are going into District Courtroom number 4 on October the 20th. And it seems as though Vasquez may be the killer, or maybe paid some of her mafia buddies to kill Hammer. I don't know. I guess we're going to find out. It could also be a bit of a curveball situation that they're lining this up and it's going to turn out that Sal was the killer or something like that. But I guess let's just see what happens. Oh damn, we're straight in. Okay. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honour. The defence is ready, Your Honour. Today will be the final day of this trial. I hope both the prosecution and the defence will be able to present decisive evidence. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement. In yesterday's session, the defence presented us with a new theory for this case. He claims that the scene of the crime was, in fact, Studio 2. Today, I will call on people present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. From their testimonies, the truth will become clear. Very well. Edgeworth seems a bit on edge today. Good. I want him to eat humble pie. You may call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecution calls Miss D. Vasquez to the stand. Oh damn, we're going straight in with Vasquez. Miss D. Vasquez is a producer who was present in the Studio 2 trailer that day. She's even smoking in court. Does she ever stop? Will the witness state her name and occupation? ... D. Vasquez. I'm a producer for Global Studios. On the day of the murder, you were in the trailer in Studio 2. As everyone here knows, yes. I dislike needless banter. If you must pontificate, do it where I'm not here. Very well, Miss Vasquez. Why did I just make that sound? Sorry, guys. That just... I don't know, I don't know. As that sound came out, it just sounded a bit weird. Sorry. But very well, Miss Vasquez. We'll skip over that. Please, give the court your testimony concerning the day of the murder. Nick, I know she did it. Make her pay. Right. If she's guilty, I'll catch her with her pants down, so to speak. Jesus Christ, what is going on in this episode? Okay, witness testimony, here we go. The day of the murder. Okay, here we go. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. Okay, a little before noon. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. We found Hammer's body later when we all went to Studio 1. Alright, well that's not true. That's all. So she's denying that Studio 2 was involved at all. Which is kind of weird. I have a question about one part of your testimony. You were fatigued, so you had Sal take you? The van. There's a van at Studio 2. Well, there is, we know that. I had him take me in that. I thought it might be risky to walk. What with that monkey's head toppling over? How on earth would that have got past the monkey's head? Okay, Manella used this van to drive Vasquez to Studio 1 after the meeting in the trailer. So, I mean, in all honesty, they could have both been in on this, I suppose. Either way, they could have used the van to transport the body from Studio 2 to Studio 1, which is what I'm guessing is happened then. I see. Very well. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination. This is the final battle, Nick. Let's do it. Here we go. Oh, the final battle. So maybe Manella's not even going to do much today. I don't know. The day of the murder. I entered the trailer, a little before noon. By yourself? Yes. And you didn't stop in the employee area? No. ... Are you always this terse? Yes. Oh dear. The meeting began at 12 sharp. It ended at 4. Did no one leave during the meeting? No one. ... Come on, let's talk a bit more about that. The witness did not come here to engage in idle conversation. Stop interrupting the testimony. No, that's what we do. The same could be said to you, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh my god, she's turning on him. And please stop banging on your little desk. It hurts my ears. was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. She just does not care about anyone, does she? And when exactly was that? I forgot. ... Maybe you could try remembering? No. The meeting ended at 4 and the rehearsal was scheduled for 5. I would think it was between those times. You would think? Come on, all you did was state the obvious, Edgeworth. I was fatigued, so I had Sal take me. Hold on. You had Sal take you? What does that mean? It sounds dodgy, honestly. It means what I just said. I had Sal take me in the Studio 2 van. It's not just me, right? This is like done on purpose, surely. Oh, right. It's got to be done on purpose. There's no way that that's accidental dialogue. I'm sorry. At 2:30, we took a 15-minute break in the meeting. And what were you doing during that time? Don't hit your desk. It irritates me. She's worse than old bag, honestly. Yeah, Mr. Wright. Oops. ... It was a 15-minute break. Sal and I ate T-bone steaks on the table in front of the trailer. Do you have someone who can verify this? Sal. No, I mean someone else. One person is enough. If she committed murder during that break, she wouldn't have had time to eat a T-bone steak. If I had some evidence that proved she didn't eat that steak... Well, Nick, find anything? I kind of wish she'd said a little more. It's hard. I think she's pretty used to being the boss. But I'm sure you'll find some kind of contradiction in what she said, somewhere. Alright, we're back to the beginning. So we're going to need to find something that proves she didn't eat the steak. So, have we got anything that could help us with that? Contains photos, I doubt it. I mean, there's the sleeping pills. On it are traces of sleeping pills and a large bone. Oh, wasn't there... When we saw the plates in Studio 2, there weren't any bones on them, were there? So, I'm guessing they didn't have T-bone steak? I'm sure that was a thing when we saw the plates. We said about there weren't any bones on it, so they must have had a different lunch. So, I'm guessing it's probably that. So let's go back to that. Let's see if there's anything else. Meet again at 12 sharp, it ended at 4. There was to be a rehearsal afterwards, so we went to Studio 1. I had Sal take me. At 2:30 we took a 15-minute break, so that sort of adds up. They ate T-bone steaks in front of the trailer, so that would be Studio 2, and I'm sure that there weren't plates with bones on them. So I'm going to present this and hope this is the thing. Ha! As I thought. ... You claim you ate a T-bone steak. But I say you did not. What's this now, Mr. Wright? Look at this. It's a plate. This plate was on the table in the employee area. As you can see, a large bone has been left behind. Okay, yeah, cool. Mr. Wright, need I remind you it was a T-bone steak? Exactly my point. Remember, if you will, Miss Vasquez and Mr. Manella ate at a table outside the trailer. Yeah, see, those plates were clean, but how can we reference that without... We haven't really got any evidence that those plates were empty like that, without any bones on them. Like, we're literally just stating it, but we haven't got, like, a photo of anything like that, so that's kind of weird. I don't know. Maybe we don't need one? The plates were bare. Miss Vasquez? Tell me, how can a person eat a T-bone steak and not leave the bone? I think I know how. You ate the bone too? I was gonna say that as a joke, and honestly, like, if the game didn't penalise you in these conversations, like with the little health bar, I'm guessing if we say that, it's gonna give us like minus like health on the health bar, so I'm not gonna do it, but honestly, I would love to see what happens if we say that, just to see the reactions. You ate a boneless steak, you didn't eat the steak. I mean, you ate the bone too, it's not going to be that. It's entirely possible that the bone got like lobbed over the wall or something, that is possible, but you ate a boneless steak. I mean, I'm not really sure what bearing that would have if it was a boneless steak, and also we don't know that it was a boneless steak, so I'm guessing she didn't eat the steak. Maybe because she knew that the steaks were laced with sleeping pills or something. So we're going to say that. You didn't eat any steak during that break. You took your steak and threw it somewhere. Like that incinerator. Ah, the incinerator. ... I see. Then what was Miss Vasquez doing during her break? Isn't it obvious, Your Honor? Meeting the Steel Samurai, picking on Salmonella. I mean... why would she be picking on Salmonella? It's got to be meeting the Steel Samurai, surely. She was meeting with the Steel Samurai. Order. Are you saying? Yes, Your Honor. As Miss Vasquez left the trailer to eat her steak, she ran into the Steel Samurai, and then you did it. You killed him with your own hands. Surely it's not this easy. But Mr. Wright, isn't that a little presumptuous? What kind of stunt are you trying to pull, Wright? Let him claim what he wants. You say I did it? Yes. Fascinating. And here I was worrying that today would be as boring as all the rest. ... Very well. Let us have a battle of wits, you and I. Battle of wits, let's go. Any day, Vasquez. Good luck, Nick. Let's see. What was that murder weapon again? Oh yes, the samurai spear. Yes. I am, as you can see, a woman of petite stature. How could I possibly use that heavy spear as a weapon? I think you could. You couldn't. I don't know. So here's the thing, right? We've been told all along that nobody could use the spear as a weapon. So we couldn't use it as a weapon. Well, she couldn't use it as a weapon. But the thing is, we know that the spear was broken. Well, let's go to the court record, actually. So the murder weapon, it was broken and then mended with duct tape. So I suppose it's possible that she's able to use the broken thing and not the entire thing. So that could be possible, right? Either that or Sal was the one who did it, because he would have the stature to use the blow, right? Maybe the two of them like teamed up to kill Hammer. I don't know, seems like just a crap option, honestly, because that's not going to do us any good. So I think we maybe go with you couldn't, could you? But insinuate that there's more, like the weapon was broken, so she could use part of it. But she's saying she couldn't use the heavy spear, which is true. She couldn't. So I don't want to say I think you could. So I'm going to go with this and hope it's right. I think you would have had a great deal of difficulty using that as a weapon. Pretty much anyone would. Ha. Now the other thing, of course, that I've just thought of, is we saw that old photo before of how Hammer killed the guy by impaling them on the fence, right? So maybe the spear wasn't actually the murder weapon at all, and it was the fence again this time, because she was present in that picture where the previous murder happened, when Hammer did it and then she helped cover it up, blah, blah, blah. So maybe actually the fence was used again, and then the spear was just used as like a cop-out fake evidence thing. Could be that. So maybe she like shoved him onto the fence, I don't know. Ha! You see? Yes. However, that has no bearing on this case. ... Meaning, the samurai spear was not the murder weapon. What? Yeah, so maybe I'm right actually with the fence. What is the meaning of this? The spear was found lying next to the victim's body. I have proof, Your Honor. I can prove that the samurai spear was not used as the murder weapon. Okay, so I'm thinking that it's going to be the fence, right? So, I mean, we could either present the weapon here and say that because it was broken, like, the shaft was used. But I'm thinking it's this, because you see there, he's impaled on the fence. Vasquez is in the picture seeing that. Hammer is also in the picture. So maybe she shoved him onto the fence and just actually used the fence. And the spear being there is just entirely circumstantial because he was in the outfit. So I'm going to try using the photo. So should we use the photo? I don't know. Shall we use the... See, here's the problem, right? Either of these are viable. I'm trying to think. The fence could have been used again, right? It's possible. We saw that the fence was bent and it like... Let's have a look at this. So, I mean, it's entirely possible that she got the idea from this and did it again. But then there is also this break in the shaft. And I'm sort of torn between which one to go for. Because she could have used a smaller bit. The fact that the weapon is heavy means she couldn't have used the entire thing. So actually, I think maybe this is the way to go. That she used, like, a broken bit of it and then taped it up. To be like, I couldn't have possibly used that. So actually, I'm going to go with this. Because they could discredit the photo and just say that that's from a different murder. But this was actually present. I present my proof. The so-called murder weapon. But that is the murder weapon. Not so fast. Remember that this spear broke during the morning action scene run-through? But someone fixed the spear. It was the security lady. She fixed it with duct tape. Now tell me, how is it possible for someone to stab a man who is wearing a thick costume with this through the chest? Order, order! Mr. Wright, what are you driving at? Think about what you're... Silence! I'm the one testifying here and I will be heard. Are you quite sane? Are you even aware of what you're saying? If the samurai spear was not the murder weapon, then pray tell what was? How was Hammer killed? Well, Mr. Wright, can you tell us what weapon was used to kill Mr. Hammer? I can tell you, I can't tell you. I can tell you... Would I make a claim like that if I couldn't tell you what the weapon was? I'm afraid your confidence can be sometimes be unfounded, Mr. Wright. Very well, let's see this murder weapon then. Okay, so... Maybe the shaft being broken just means that it couldn't have been, like, actually used as the murder weapon. So maybe we are back to the fence again. So maybe I'm getting really confused. It could be either. I'm going to present this and we might be wrong, but I feel like the fence is too coincidental, given that it happened before. Look at this photo. What is this? Why, that's Jack Hammer standing at the top of the stairs. Order, order! If I cannot have order, this trial will be suspended. Mr. Wright, what is this all about? This photograph is from 5 years ago. There was an unfortunate accident at Global Studios. This is a photo of that very accident. Not a word of this was leaked to the outside. It was a close-kept secret at the studios. What does this have to do with the current case? Mr. Edgeworth, you still can't see it? See the fallen man in this photo? See how the fence post pierced him through the chest? What? Are you saying? Yes. What happened 5 years ago? Yeah, there we go. Has happened again. I love the dramatic pause there. Mr. Wright, continue. It's 2:30 PM on the day of the murder. Miss D. Vasquez meets Jack Hammer outside the Studio 2 trailer. Then she did it. She pushed Mr. Hammer off the stairs onto the fence. Just like Mr. Hammer had himself done 5 years ago. Though whether she did it on purpose or by accident, I cannot say. There's one problem I've got here though. How did she get him off the fence? That must have involved Sal's help, so Sal must have been in on this to some extent, right? I don't know, but I'll tell you what guys, we're out of time, so we're going to find out in the next one. So as always, thank you very much for watching. A big thank you to my patrons, Arcades Games, Wayne Nate, Terminally Nerdy, Paul from the Phantom Fellows, Lyle, Hobo, Numinous, Kubadim, Paul Leone, Flossie the Sheep, JohnCom555, Chrissy, Paul James and Zolties, and I'll see you next time.